Penis.
Just starting off real strong. All right.
Yes.
Welcome, everybody, to Cauliflower Movies. I am your host for today, Adam Flores. My usual partner, Mr. Frias, isn't going to be able to make it today. He was gone doing some stuff for our land in our country. I'm sure he'll bring that up at some point. But with me is my really good friend, Norman Perez. Say hello, Norman.
Hey.
I've known you, a long time. What was it, like 14 years?
14, 15 years.
Because I've been at my current job 12 years. So it was about 2 years before that. So I would say, yeah, about 14, 15 years, which is insane. You know, you think about time moving quickly and it's flying.
Yeah.
You remember the day we found out we had the same birthday?
Tacos!
That was so random. So Norman is going to be kind of our new producer if he so chooses to do so. And it'll just be nice to have, you know, another voice in here every once in a while, even if it's just from the background, hearing you laugh and stuff. Like that's the stuff that I like about podcasting, the randomness of it. So we're currently recording in my house. It's my first time recording here. Ever.
Really?
Yeah, ever. Yeah, my old house we recorded. This is my first time recording in the new house. So excuse me if you hear any noise upstairs. My dog, sometimes she gets up and resettles. Betty is old. She's an old fogey of a dog, but I love her very much. So we're recording down here in my studio, which is just my basement. But
oh, don't say that. It's not just a basement. This thing is visually amazing.
I put in a lot of work to get it to this point. We will be releasing videos and pictures and hopefully be getting some kind of at least Facebook page and maybe an Instagram page going soon. Just to promote the show a little bit, just to give you guys a little visual representation of what we've been dealing with. So, this is a movie podcast. That being said, we just are it's about to be September 30th. So yeah. October's in two days?
Yep, the first is on Saturday, I believe.
Right. So, that being said, it is fucking Halloween season, motherfuckers. So we are going to be talking about, for the most part, with the next couple episodes are going to be pretty much about Halloween and horror-themed movies. But every time we have a new guest, there are things that I like to talk about, especially with this being a movie-influenced podcast. Before we get into that, same rules apply. Of course, we're not going to talk about work, we're not going to talk about any politics, and we're not going to talk about religion because this is entertainment purposes only. Let's move past that shit.
Amen.
Right. Asshole. All right, so being that you're a new guest, there are certain questions that I like to ask every guest because that way we get a taste of who we're talking to. So what would you say is your favorite movie?
Ooh, favorite movie? Around this time of year, it always comes up. Halloween, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
Love it since I was a child.
Did you see it in the theater when you were
No,
a kid?
I didn't. My parents wouldn't allow us to go to theaters. So I think my sister bought a VHS for a couple bucks at a garage sale or something. And we played it.
Do you still watch it every year?
Oh, every year.
Do your kids watch it?
Yes, they love it.
Do you sing along with it?
Every time.
The desire to dress up as Jack Skellington with my body type is so high every year.
I mean, the paint would go on your head beautifully.
Mm-hmm. It's wonderful.
I can't wait till you guys see video moving forward.
Yeah, he's going to probably edit it so I look like him and then just put, this is Halloween in the background. Now, are you saying that just because it's the season, or would you say that that's your all-time favorite movie?
I would say it would have to be my all-time favorite movie. Just the creativity behind it, the claymation, the way that because I saw the behind the scenes of how they made it, blew my mind. The patience.
Anything that's done with claymation to me is mind-boggling. Because I mean, even Wallace and Gromit, which is just a cartoon thing. Like when you see the amount of effort that goes through any little moment, the minutia of movement between Wallace and Gromit when they're flying to the moon that's made out of cheese, like it's just. It's so, I don't know, just breathtakingly crazy how much
impressive.
Somebody, yeah,
Impressive.
I can't stand it. Like I wouldn't be able to do it. Like, all right, now you move this a quarter of an inch, take a picture. Move this a quarter of an inch.
His finger fell off.
Right. It's like, God damn it, fucking Play-Doh bullshit. So, I did see Nightmare Before Christmas in the theater.
That must have been cool.
Yeah, because I can't remember what year did that shit come out. I want to
No,
say
it was a while back.
95.
Had to be, yeah.
I would say so. I would have been 11 about that time. The good thing about Nightmare Before Christmas, especially being an 11-year-old, is firstly, everything blew your mind off fairly well, but it was just so much fun.
93.
Damn.
You're close.
So I was even younger. I was 9.
I was 6.
I tried showing the kids Nightmare Before Christmas. They like it for the most part.
I think
My wife doesn't really care for it.
no.
No, but she saw it really, really late in life, and she's not a big musicals person. I am, which
Yeah, I didn't think I was, but
which
a lot
sounds
of
like
these...
a reaper.
It's true.
Yeah, I like La La Land.
Never saw that one.
You're welcome to borrow it.
Oh, thank you. Cats?
No, I did not like the Sweeney Todd movie.
I love that movie.
Oh my god!
Really? It was gory, but it was awesome. The music?
I got halfway through, and she and I were like, I can't do it," and
It's over the top.
we just stopped.
Oh.
I mean, don't even get me over the top. La La Land's over the top. I mean, Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny is technically a musical, and I fucking love that movie.
I love that one too. I have friends questioning their friendships with me after they saw me watching that.
It's not even so much that I love that movie. I bought the soundtrack to it.
Oh, you're committed.
And now I can't even find the soundtrack, but every few months I'll just play songs from the movie, just out of principle. Do you have any other favorite movies that you would see? Okay, here's one. What's a movie that you haven't seen that you're almost ashamed? Like, man, okay, like I can't let people know I didn't see that.
Scarface.
Shit. You've never seen Scarface?
Never seen Scarface. Never seen Scarface. I must have checked the Wikipedia just to get the synopsis.
Scarface to me is an overrated ass movie.
Really?
Yeah. To me, Scarface is a comedy. Like, people watch Scarface, they're like, "Oh my god, that's the life I want to live." Like, do you know what happens to this motherfucker by the end of this movie? This shit's comical to me.
Tell me more. What?
I know I probably just lost some fucking some listeners, but yeah, Scarface to me is sorely overrated. I just finished rewatching Donnie Brasco, and I think that movie's fucking fantastic. Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you can borrow that one too.
For the record, I'm gonna be borrowing a lot of movies.
Yeah, so Norman's not really a big movie guy, which I know is ironical considering the fact that he's on this podcast. But we are an equal opportunity group here, and you're a good friend. And just because you haven't seen movies doesn't mean you don't have opinion on some movies.
Yeah, a lot of animated stuff because I've had kids since I was 21. Yeah.
Have you watched anything recently?
Coco. Does that count?
Well, in a month that'll count because it'll be Day of the Dead.
Yeah, like Coco, Beetlejuice. What did I watch recently? Kids love Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, huh?
They love Beetlejuice.
I just rewatched Multiplicity, which is a Michael Keaton movie.
No, haven't watched that.
It's like he's a dad who's married and he doesn't have time for anything, so a scientist feels bad for him and clones him. And then they get overwhelmed, so then he clones himself again. And then one of the clones ends up making a clone of itself, which that dude ends up being... Retarded's not the right word.
Probably not.
But
the right
that's
word.
what
That's
they
okay.
would... I mean, he's a clone. He's not even like, you know, that doesn't even count for him, but that's how he would be like, you know, he's like licking a saw and shit like that. But it's obviously each one's Michael Keaton, and it's a fun movie. It's very, very silly. I think it's on Hulu, so if you ever have time, that's one.
Oh, I did recently watch. Favorite movies: Interstellar.
Never seen it.
Yes. Yes. Awesome movie. Awesome movie. It'll get you thinking.
It's so hard to find time for it. The other problem is that movie was ruined for me.
Why?
Because there's so many memes about it.
So many.
And it's like
Fifth
I don't want to
Dimension,
say what happens.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather be kind to the people out there. But that movie was ruined for me. And it's like, oh, you motherfuckers. Because it's so hard for me to time to go watch like a grown-up movie. Like, we take the kids to see the Sonic movie and stuff. And,
Oh yeah.
And they fucking loved it. But yeah, what else?
Interstellar. Interstellar was great. I really liked that one. That one had me invested. Inception and
I love Inception.
Inception was mind blowing. I was like, that is so cool.
Maria loves Inception. She watches that shit all the time.
Like, they did a great job shooting that.
Have you ever seen Memento?
Okay, that might be one of my favorites of all time. Yes, I love that. Yes, yeah. Past that, yeah. Thank you.
So Memento
was awesome.
Memento, a girl was actually the first person to put me on that. A girl I was dating in high school at the time. She's like, "You got to see Memento." I'm like, I don't know. Like you're not the best judge of entertainment. And we watched it, and I was like, "God damn it, that was a fucking amazing movie."
It was.
Yeah.
Yes. I absolutely agree.
Now the thing is, she set it up perfectly. She's like, "I'm going to show you this movie. You're going to have obvious questions right from the start.
Immediately, yes.
Don't ask. Just let yourself get lost." I was like, whatever, bro. Let's do this. And to her credit, that was the best thing she could have said, because about halfway through, I'm like, man, this fucking movie's amazing. Like, how do you even think to write this shit? And that was it. That was all I needed.
Yeah, I never looked at a post-it note the same. Never again.
Or tattoo. Every time I go to tattoo parlor, I'm like, should I just get John G. raped and murdered my wife on my collarbone just out of principle?
God. I'll do the tattoo for you.
Fuck that. You already gave me one tattoo.
I know, you're going to get you another one.
Yeah. Well, the next one I want is going to be complicated, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay, we'll touch up the old one first.
So beyond that, I don't think there's been a Christopher Nolan movie I didn't like. Have you seen Tenet?
Tenet? No.
Tenet. Tenet.
No, for sure I haven't. No.
So that's his most recent movie. It's with John David Washington, Denzel Washington's son, and Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, no, I haven't watched.
You want to talk about a mind fuck of a movie? Watch
Tenet?
that shit. Yeah.
Tenet.
I believe it might be on HBO Max right now. I really like that movie. That's another one of those people will watch and be like, that was stupid. I don't know what happened. And to me, it's like, good, watch it again. Same thing with Nope. I just rewatched Nope.
That just came out, didn't it?
Yeah.
I haven't watched that yet. Good?
Yeah, so I saw it in the theater with Rodney. Shout out to Rodney. And, we finished it and I'm like, you know what? This movie's going to be shit on like crazy. But I really, really, really liked it. And so I rewatched it this past weekend. And now I was able to notice things I didn't notice the first time. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm fucking sold on this movie. Like, I thought this was a masterpiece. I don't think it's as good as Get Out or Us, which are his only
I didn't
other
see
two
Us.
movies.
I saw Get Out.
You could borrow Us as well.
Yes. Who said Blockbuster was dead?
Now, here's the thing. You could borrow these movies, but you're obligated to watch them within the span of a week.
That's doable.
It's 3 movies.
That's doable.
So far.
Yeah. I'm up at night by myself anyway, so
that's okay.
I'll make it work.
Don't get me wrong. There are some movies that I might let you borrow, and you're gonna be like, that was fucking garbage. But you can still borrow them. You could borrow Scarface if you want for the first time. Actually, that shit's on Netflix.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll probably watch that soon. I get so much shit for not watching that movie.
What movie do I get shit? I used to get shit for not watching Top Gun, but I finally saw it.
Same. I saw it on TV.
And I'm just like, eh. But
Did you watch Maverick?
No.
Me neither.
But that's the thing is I didn't care for Top Gun, but it's because I watched it too late in my life. Like to watch an old movie and act like I'm still going to be impressed. It's a hard sell because we're too far along. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it would have to do something revolutionary to blow my fucking mind. Like I rewatched Scanners because, okay, so let me get into some of the movies I've been watching. I know I'm rambling a little bit, but
love it.
Fuck it. It's Halloween season. This is my favorite season. I love horror movies.
Okay.
So I rewatched The Exorcist 1, and for the first time I watched The Exorcist 2 and 3. Now, I love The Exorcist. I have the book up there. I got the DVD, the Blu-ray, the poster. I love The Exorcist. Part 2 is a steaming dog pile of shit.
Ooh.
That movie is bad. Like, not even like, I could see with it. No, it is not a good movie to me.
Was it more of a remake? Was it?
No, it was a straight sequel. Linda Blair, the girl from the first one, is in it, and she plays herself
Older,
again. And yeah, she's a little bit older, and now they're like dream walking with Pazuzu, which is the demon in Africa, and James Earl Jones plays like a chieftain, but also a scientist.
Amazing voice.
Of course. And they use bees. It's weird. Then part 3 came out. And part 3 was written and directed by the original writer of the book.
Okay.
Who also wrote the first movie. So he wrote the book, and then he's like, I'm going to adapt this into a screenplay, and rewrote it for the film. Which is why the book is so similar to, well, the film is so similar to the book. Same thing with this one. So I haven't read the book. It's called Legion by William Peter Blatty. But that movie to me, I think was
up to par with part 1.
No, not even close. But it was a victim of its time period, where it's like if it would have gotten a better budget and would have been made at a later point, I think they could have done an even better. It's a great movie. It holds up very well, I think. And there are some scary fucking parts in that movie. A couple really good jump scares. But it just, it was made in the late 70s, and, by that point, slasher films are starting to pick up some more.
Yeah.
And it became a victim of its time. And I think at that point, it just, it fell victim to that, and which is a shame, because it could have been it's got some pretty surprising moments to it. I will say that. Especially if you like the first one, skip the second one, watch the third one.
You just go 1-3.
Yep, and then you can, I guess in the order in which I would rank all the Exorcist movies, it'd be 1, 3, 4, and 2. Because 4 is technically a prequel to the first one, which is Damien. Exorcist, the story about Damien, or not Damien. I'm sorry, Max von Sydow's character, Father Marin. Sorry, Marin.
Father Marin?
Marin, yeah. Which Damien was Karras's name. That's why. Okay, so beyond that, I also watched
Father Marin.
I also watched Scanners for the first time, which is a movie about telepathy, I would suppose you could call it. It's like people that can tap into their own
other
brain,
people's mind.
Yeah, they're other people's minds, other people's brainwaves, start controlling people and stuff like that.
Oh, that's wild.
That's a really trippy movie, and there are some parts in it I'm like, wow, this is fucking crazy. And it was pretty well made. It's an 80s flick. Are you looking it up?
Oh yeah, I'm screenshotting everything just so I can.
It's on HBO Max.
They have a lot of good movies on there.
Yeah.
Oldies but goodies.
Oh, for sure. And then lastly, I saw a movie called The Apostle, which it's about, I believe it takes place in like the 1800s.
Robert Duvall?
No. There's no real big actor in it. Which sometimes is the best way to watch some of those movies, because it's not... Is this it? Yes, this is it.
Yeah, that one's on Netflix.
Right, yeah, it's on Netflix. So, yeah, there was one with Robert Duvall, and it's a little different. This one's kind of like... these people kind of get kicked out of the church, so they go and they make their own religion elsewhere. Like this guy basically makes a religion, and it turns out like there's something wrong with the land itself. It's like, fallen disease, and there ends up being like this, I don't know, woman of the forest. Who's ostensibly a witch, like who's controlling the land, but like they're feeding, sacrifices to her and shit. And it's almost like a old timey version of the Wicker Man.
Okay.
Not the Nick Cage version either. That garbage fucking movie.
Oh, I just went to Nicolas Cage's crazy blow up rant in my head. It was great.
The ABC's one?
Yeah.
That's one of those, like, who decided Nicolas Cage could be an actor? And then you watch certain movies and you're like, you know what? Moonstruck, he fucking pulled that shit off really fucking well. Kick-Ass, he did a really fucking great job. Con Air, you know?
Con Air.
Fucking Face Off. Fucking Face Off.
I really liked that movie, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Of course
That's the
you
one
do.
with
John Travolta.
John Travolta, yeah. I thought the concept was pretty cool.
It's a John Woo movie too, which is like, you know, that was a big deal back then. I think that was his first American-made movie after Hard Boiled.
I thought it was cool. I watched it to the end, so that's a big deal.
So Face Off is like probably my favorite shitty movie is Big Trouble in Little China. It's a movie.
I watched that with you.
Yeah, that's a movie that you look at, you're like, this is not a good movie, but I'm gonna watch the shit out of this.
We're gonna see what happens.
And then after that would be The Last Dragon, and then probably Face Off. The Last Dragon is that Bruce Leroy movie.
Oh, with what's his face?
Shonuff, Timac.
NBA player.
No. That's Game of Death. You're talking about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Yes, sorry, wrong.
That's
movie.
Game of Death. That was Bruce Lee's last film that was released. Sorry, I know we're throwing a lot out there to you guys.
No, it's awesome. This is a practice episode. This is just a producer having a conversation.
So Norman's gonna be like our Jamie from the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yes, that's what I'm gonna be.
Like, look this up, you know.
And we're gonna pull it up right there.
Yeah, could do that.
Ooh. You guys just turn like this and look.
Right.
Oh, it's great. This looks really nice in here, guys. So I can't wait till you guys visually get to see this beauty in here. It's gonna be great.
There's another movie I saw.
I saw Iridium. Iridium?
The Matt Damon movie?
Yes.
No. Yeah.
Yes, the one where they're trying to shoot up.
That one I haven't seen.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Sci-fi has been killing it for me lately.
Watch a movie called Event Horizon.
Event Horizon?
Yes.
Screenshot
It's an older movie. It's sci-fi horror. So like the first Alien, right? To me, that's a horror movie. Same thing with the first Terminator. That's a horror movie to me.
The first Terminator, really?
Because if you look at it, if you were to replace the Terminator with Michael Myers, the movie doesn't really change.
No.
It's just a guy stalking, you know, this girl all over the place. He's not running. He's not doing anything. It's just... Yeah. He's a robot.
Just non-stop stalking.
A cybernetic organism.
So, who's the guy that runs after?
That's T-1000.
T1.
Do you know that he trained himself to run so fast that when they were shooting it, he kept catching up to the bike? So they told him, like, you gotta slow down. Yeah. Like, he ended up finding out, like, he did training to lower his breathing rate and heart rate so that he could run even faster.
That's wild. That's wild. Could you imagine seeing this human just catch up to bike? Like,
they're dressed up as a cop. Like that cop is fucking crazy.
Hey, we're not running in his district. Event Horizon screenshot. Oh, he has some good ones.
Yeah, don't look at any of what the pictures are in it because that's gonna ruin the movie. That fucking movie is crazy. Shout out to David Merkel. He's the one that actually put me on that.
Lawrence Fishburne, Sam Neill.
Yeah.
Banger. Screenshot.
That's one of those movies, when it came out, it didn't do well, but it has like a huge cult following now.
Yeah. 97.
What, percent?
No, 97. It came out in 97.
Oh. Yeah.
No, it's got a 31 in Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, see? Like, it doesn't...
Elysium, sorry. I just corrected myself. Elysium, not Iridium. Iridium's a clothing brand.
Somehow I still knew what you were talking about, though.
Which is awesome.
I'm like, man, David?
We just fist bumped, in case you didn't hear it.
Okay, so, all right. So say you don't have to work.
Okay.
Say you don't have the kids.
Done. I'm there.
It's October. You're not allowed to leave the house. But you have with you every movie that's ever been made, what are you watching in this season to get you through that month?
Okay, I'm definitely watching Night Before Christmas. Singing
just
along.
over and over.
Just put it on a loop.
Like, what are your go-to horror movies, or movies to watch around fall?
I've none, but I've honestly been wanting to get into all the movies that I missed out on, like comparing the old It to the remake. Looking at the old Chuckies. The old Chucky that I wasn't allowed to watch as a kid.
Chucky never did anything for me. To be honest. No, growing up, I was just like...
I had one of those My Buddy dolls.
Like, just fly away. Like, hey, we're moving. Bye. And just fly to another fucking city. Like, see you later, weird fucking doll.
I would honestly go on the search for a real gory movie that I know I can't watch because you'll have kids running into the room.
See, I don't like gory movies.
No?
Like Hostel. Like the first time I saw Hostel, I almost fucking yacked all over the place.
Well, Hostel was pretty good.
But see, I like scary movies.
Like jump scares?
Not necessarily like psychological scary movies. Like like The Witch. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Mm-mm.
It's a period piece with Anya Taylor-Joy. That was like her breakout role. It takes place in like the Puritan times, where it was another one where like this family was ostracized from their community because the father was shown to have too much vanity. So they went out and he's like, fine, we're going to live off, the land and God will provide. And they're very, pious.
Okay.
So they end up going out to the woods and Anya Taylor-Joy, who plays Thomason, she's playing peekaboo with a baby in the forest. And it's from the shot of the baby. So you see her doing the peekaboo thing, and then she closes her eyes and does peekaboo, and she looks down, baby's gone. And in the next scene, there's like an old naked woman, and she's got like a knife to the baby, and you're just left to assume, what's going to happen at that point. But she's supposed to be the witch of these woods and stuff, and shit just starts devolving with this family, because of this witch. But then you watch it, and you're like, what is the witch really doing? Like, the story's really not that much about the witch and more just about, the de-evolution of a family. Same thing with Hereditary. Hereditary fucked me up like you wouldn't believe. I don't want to speak too much on Hereditary because I know Mike Frias wants to talk about that a lot because I let him borrow it. But Hereditary was one of the few movies that I watched that I'm like, I am not going to sleep right tonight. I can let you borrow that too. Yeah, I can let you borrow that shit. That movie knocked me on my ass the first time I saw it. And I watched it in my basement, no lights on. Stupid as fuck. It was nighttime.
Good setup.
Yeah, this basement, especially this basement, gets super dark. If I were to turn these lights off, it'd be like you wouldn't be able to see 2 feet in front of you. Which to me are like optimal conditions for.
Oh yeah, especially for
So, but neither one of those movies has an exorbitant amount of blood whatsoever. The Ring fucked me up the first time I saw it. There's not a drop of blood almost in that movie.
No.
And to me, that's the shit because that's the stuff that stays with me more than anything. So what else we got? So Child's Play, Hostel. You liked Hostel? I know a lot of people that liked it. What about Halloween?
I did. Halloween, I just never was a fan of that. I just looked at it from my perspective, like how I would react.
Right.
Yeah, and I was just like, wrong, dumbass!
Right, I'm shooting him twice in the face and moving on with my life.
Yeah, I never got into the Halloweens. But that's another one where I want to go back and watch, start from 1 and move on. Especially they're coming out with,
Halloween Ends.
Yeah, so.
The last Halloween that came out right before this was probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Birth? Did it have Jamie Lee Curtis in it?
Yeah. So this was like a new trilogy. So there was like the one that came out before that one. I think Halloween Kills, then Halloween Ends. And I heard the first one of the trilogy. I never saw it, but my brother's like, yo, they went back down to the to the roots of the series, and it's just Michael Myers versus Jamie Lee Curtis, and it was amazing. And then I was like, all right, I'll watch the second one. Then I watched the second one. I'm like, this is fucking dog shit. And my brother's like, I'm sorry. Like, you know, I hyped up this first movie so much, and this one is not good.
You haven't gone back to watch the first one?
No.
No?
Because it left a sour taste in my mouth. I'm like, I can't do it. That'd be like me watching that second Exorcist movie and then trying to go back. Someone could be like, this movie's amazing. I'm like, go fuck yourself. It's done.
It's over with. Oh my god. I would rewatch Jeepers Creepers.
I saw that in the theater.
Did you?
Yeah.
They had a couple of jump scenes in it.
I haven't seen it forever though.
No, it's been
Apparently
a while.
Justin Long's going to be in another horror movie soon.
Really?
Yeah. Did you ever see Tusk?
No. Tusk.
That's a crazy movie. It's Kevin Smith directed it.
Along the same lines of...
No, not even close. But Justin Long's in it. It's about a guy who meets this guy that tries to turn Justin Long into a walrus.
Oh, it was legit Tusk.
Yeah.
The first thing I thought of was Elephant Tusk.
It's a fucking disturbing ass movie. Not a lot of blood, but it's just Michael Parks is insane in that movie. Literally and figuratively.
Okay, let me turn the tables. Say you had a crazy unlimited budget thrown your way. And it's like, hey, we want your feedback. Can you help us
to make a scary movie?
A scary movie?
Yeah, I could do that tomorrow.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tomorrow?
I have too many weird ideas bouncing up here. I'm not okay.
Weird, disturbing? I'm not okay. Could have sworn I just saw the skin of your skull just crawl.
No, so my old job before this current one, you know, I used to work those 12-hour shifts and you know, I'd watch movies constantly. And in the span of that, when all you can do is watch movies all night, you don't have the luxury of being picky anymore. So I've seen that movie Teeth, which is about a girl that has teeth inside her vagina. So yeah.
Excuse me, what?
Yeah. So if like she's fucking, like if a guy tries fucking her and she's not okay with it, or like, you know, if her body's not welcoming of it,
it's just a hot dog at the ballpark.
It just bites it off.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's rough. I saw a movie called it's with Rosario Dawson. I believe I talked about it before. It's she gets raped in the movie, and it's like a 10-minute long rape scene, and then at the end, you know, some shit happens again. What the fuck is the name of that movie?
Rosario Dawson?
Yes.
Not Kids.
No, I love Rosario Dawson. I think she's a fantastic actress as well, by the way. Descent. The Descent.
The Descent.
Yes.
No, just Descent.
Oh, it is just Descent. Because there's a horror movie called The Descent.
Yes.
Which is an awesome movie. Which is about some girls that go into a cave, and there's like they get down into like the...
they get stuck down there.
Yeah, and it turns out there's some creatures that have been, you know, evolved in this cave. So they're almost like human moles, like they don't see.
I want to watch that now.
Because they've been too adapted to darkness.
I love that.
Yeah, that's a crazy...
Was it good?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to watch that for sure. That type of sci-fi weird stuff?
Yeah, that movie's... That and Event Horizon are going to blow your fucking face off.
They're going to say my dick off.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I could write a horror movie. A horror movie... I would want to do a horror movie, and there's...
A musical, clearly.
No. Fuck that. I don't think I'm musical enough for it. I know we don't talk about religion, but there's a movie that I've been wanting to write for years, which is about the war in heaven, according to, you know,
scripture and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's, you know, before mankind, there was a war in heaven. It was when Lucifer decided to break away from God and wanted to become ultimate power himself, because he knew that God was about to create man, and he's like, well, you already have us. What do you need these people for?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And so there's dissension within the ranks and, you know, the hierarchy of heaven. So there was a war in heaven that took place before mankind even existed. I'm like, where the fuck is that movie? Either that, or I would like to do a movie where about a guy who just died goes to heaven and there's a secondary war going on. So he goes up and
Well, that's your part 1 and part 2 right there.
and the gates of heaven are broken.
We might have to edit this so you didn't. Somebody's going to copyright this before. Yeah. I like that. Those are cool ideas. Would you add the craziness to it, or
it'd be hard to pull off though?
Why you say that?
The only thing I don't like about religious movies is after a while it starts to if it focuses on one religion, then it beguiles the others. And I think I don't want to give up too much. I think I found a way to cover that if I were to ever write that, but that would be down the line somewhere.
All right. Worst case scenario, you make it animated.
yeah. Well, with the way animated features and shows are going right now, like Invincible and oh fuck, what's the other one? Well, Invincible's like the main one right now, where it's like it really caught everyone's attention about, you know, that you can make a really mature superhero animated movie or a TV show and it still work. But horror movie, I'd be really pretty basic, you know, good versus evil kind of thing, but there would still be some theological aspects to it, not unlike The Exorcist or something like that, or The Omen.
Yeah.
You know, those to me are like, you know, two iconic horror movies. And to me, those are the... I like the dichotomy of just straight good versus evil. Like when you have those two
hero versus heel,
everything falls right into place.
Okay, what's your take on... This is one movie that just came to me that I would watch if I was locked by myself in this season. All the Saw movies.
So, the first Saw, absolutely loved. Because I don't know if you heard the last couple episodes. But I'm a huge Saw fan. Not Saw, I'm sorry, 7 fan.
Oh, 7 with Brad Pitt?
Yep.
Yes.
So we talked about that the past couple episodes. That movie's in my top 10.
Yes, I think it would be in my top. Yes.
Saw was the next closest thing after that, where you had a villain who was creating devices of people's own demise.
Yeah.
In regards to their own, for lack of a better word, sins. You know, their lapses in judgment, you know, led to their own demise. And it was, especially the first Saw came off very pure, very like no, you guys did this. This is your fault. You gotta come to terms with it and stuff like that. And you know, at the end when Jigsaw, you know, ends up being, spoiler alert, on the floor the whole time, I was like, there was another one I saw in the theater. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking
my
about?
Mind, yes.
Which, oh man, this isn't gonna work without the video. But the guy that I saw with, he's like, how fucking funny would it be if Danny Glover did the whole thing from fucking Lethal Weapon before he pulled the trigger, where he, you know, did the head rotation. And we were laughing our ass off in the theater. But I felt like as each Saw went on, it got further and further from that.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree.
And I think it also didn't help that the director was the same.
That he was the same?
Was not. Like, they had the same writer, I think, for the second one, which is Lee Whannell, which I think he's a great writer.
Just the direction they took the films in.
Yeah. James Wan, that's the name of the director. And James Wan also did a couple Fast and Furious movies, I think he did. But he also did Insidious.
I like that movie.
Mm-hmm. And he did The Conjuring.
I did like that one.
Yeah. So, for a while, I
watched a couple movies.
Yeah, see?
Watched a couple during Halloween, mostly, yeah.
So he had the two of them had a really good track record. Like, even in Insidious, Patrick Wilson, who's the main, like, the character
the dad.
in Insidious. There's a part where he's sitting in the classroom, and right behind him is a chalk drawing on the blackboard of Jigsaw, of the puppet. And that was a nod to these things.
That's pretty cool.
Now, the cool thing about Insidious was James Wan, who's the director, and he's best friends with Lee Whannell. So Australian, I believe. Mm. They had a wall of tropes within horror movies. And every time they were writing the story, They're like, oh nope, that's this. We're not doing that. So that's why,
Okay, take it back. What's a trope?
like, it's a stereotype for, like, okay, like every horror movie,
Has to
this
have this.
happens.
Okay.
Like, and they're like, we're not doing any of this shit. That's why when shit starts going wrong in the house, the first thing they do is they move.
Mm.
Which is, you watch Poltergeist, you watch Scary Movie, all that shit, or Scream rather. It's like, just get the fuck, move,
Bye.
right? I'll burn this bitch to the ground tomorrow. But in this movie, they decided, okay, we're not doing that. They're moving, and then as soon as they get to the new house, shit's gonna happen to them there. So that was already one thing. They had shit happening in the daytime when that little, person is dancing the tiptoe through the tulips by Tim and Tim.
I love that song.
That scene fucked me up.
Really?
And like Caesar.
Yes, Caesar.
Yes. Big swole cock diesel Caesar was like, what the fuck? They're breaking the rules. You can't do this shit in the daytime. He was scared. And to me that was like,
Yeah.
okay. Like,
Breaking the norms, yeah.
And to me, those are the things, like, if I were to ever do a horror movie, I'd be along those lines. Like, okay, I want to do something that has never been done. No cookie cutter shit. I want to do something that's legit going to scare people. Not jump scares. Like, I want people to feel...
Psychologically.
uneasy. If
like
you ever find the movie, watch Audition.
Audition?
Yeah. It's a Japanese horror movie. It's probably rated as one of the craziest endings to a movie of all time. But it is, you want to talk about psychologically just up there with fucking you up? That movie. That and Old Boy are just, I love Old Boy.
I like movies that mind fuck you. I think that's why what drew me to keep watching the Saw movies when they came out.
Oh, yeah.
Because the first one it captivated me. The second, he starts to move, that body that you've been seeing the whole movie moves. You're like, no way.
Yep. With the kid in the safe and shit.
I gotta watch the next one.
Yeah, I think I only saw the first 3, and then I'm like, I get it.
I'm good.
I'm like, because to me, after that, it's like, what are you guys doing?
They were playing. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
For a lot of movies, I'm good with a 1, 2, 3. You give me a trilogy, you should be able to say everything you want to say in 3 movies.
And at that point, if it goes cult, then maybe a prequel.
Right. Because anything beyond that becomes exploitative, and now you're just in it for the money.
Money grab.
Yeah. Which I get it.
Well,
if I'm me and I'm a poor motherfucker and I make a movie that ends up being a fucking hit, and they're like, listen, we'll give you $20 million for the next one, $40 million for the one after that, and exponentially rising, I'd be like, run that check.
It's like, I'll make 15 of these things
I'll
for
put Daffy Duck in one of these fucking movies. Let's get weird.
Watch how he dies. Watch this. Okay, let's put it. Is it still recording?
Mm-hmm.
Just in case. Okay, let's put pen to paper. For next Halloween, let's come out with a little 5 to 10 minute short.
Okay.
Do you think you can? How much time would you need to
write
to
write a screenplay?
Yeah, some short that I'll film. You come up with the story. We'll get the talent. Just come out with something that you can mind fuck somebody next Halloween.
Okay. You ever see the Lights Out short?
No, Lights Out.
Mm-hmm. It was a 5-minute clip that they ended up turning into a movie.
Same name.
Yep.
Lights Out.
So Lights Out was about ostensibly like a creature or a demon that would only show up when you turn the lights off. And they turned it from a quick short into a whole fucking movie. The movie wasn't even that good, but the fact that they were able to turn that into something else. Yeah.
Well, that screen grab alone.
Well, awesome. This movie Smile is coming out Sunday, or this weekend.
This weekend, yeah.
So my dad and I are gonna go see that on Sunday. Now that movie apparently started off as a short, and like now they've transitioned into being like, no, like this went viral, caught a lot of people's attention. Let's blow this up into something else.
That's cool. I just found out today that they're promoting the movie by having certain cast members go to professional sporting events and just smile into these cameras, and they're capturing. Oh, I was like, what is this? What is this smile thing? And it captivated me because I'm a sports guy.
Yeah.
So a sports guy, and all of a sudden this is coming up on the sports feeds, and it's like, what is this? Like, why is this creepy dude smiling like this?
Dude, if you can market something the right way, you can get.
Yeah.
That's how you get people.
All right, so we're gonna create this. This is right here today, the 29th. 29th. We're gonna film something 5 to 10 minutes long.
So for realistically speaking, according to Miguel Lepe, who he and I wrote a script once, if to do 5 to 10 minutes, you got to write 5 to 10 pages.
Yes.
I could do that tomorrow. Probably.
Hey, if we can film it before this Halloween, we'll get it in.
Yeah.
As long as the concept is doable within the next 20 days, yeah, absolutely.
I'll keep you posted on it. Well, it sounds like Maria's getting up. All right, well, I think this is where we should call it because it's already been like almost 50 minutes. And this was supposed to be just a test run for this.
This is true.
But I get too caught up, especially when it comes to horror movies, I get caught up in all this stuff. I hope you guys don't get like lost in me talking a lot.
No, but it's great title drops that go and watch any of these movies.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot to rent here from Blockbuster.
Well, I'm going to probably post this tonight. And then we're going to work hard to have another episode being recorded next Thursday.
Next Thursday, we'll be recording a video version of the show.
It should be done here. Obviously, we're going to keep in contact and we'll let you guys know. And then after that, we're going to start working on getting a, maybe a YouTube channel going. Yeah. You know, simple stuff just to maybe even do some shorts. I'm not on TikTok or anything like that. I'm an old man.
Yeah, so am I.
So, probably YouTube Shorts would be the best way I'd be able to do this kind of thing. Just little snippets of
I agree.
These conversations. But thank you very much, Norman, for coming on.
No, thank you so much for having me. You have a beautiful house, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much. I can't wait to show you guys. Stay tuned for more great stuff, and I will talk to you next time.